Alright, so we just had the UFC Fight Night card between Arnold Allen and Mike Costa just taking place, along with the Netflix card of Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey, along with a possible poop gate that may have happened. And then a couple of highlights from the UFC Fight Night. I'm going to go through most of the fights. I didn't see all of them, but I'm just going to go through a couple of them that I saw entertaining and just basically give my breakdown. First and foremost, I saw both this and the Netflix card like piece by piece. I saw a bit of this fight and then a bit of the other fight. Some people were saying it was really well paced. For me, considering I'm up in Alaska, it's a little bit of a different network issue. So Netflix was about 2 minutes behind. So I was kind of watching one next to the other, kind of switching back and forth. That's why once I go to the main card, I don't exactly know much about the fights. I know how they kind of came about and the outcome of it, but I don't know like round two or I think round three and five of Arnold Allen. But all in all, it was a good card both in the UFC and in Netflix, bar a couple of fights. But first up, Shauna Bannon versus Nicole Cagliari. Basically, it was a one-sided striking fight uh, up until, I believe, what was it, the second or third round? Yeah, it was the second round, and then the third round was when Nicole was able to down Sean and Bannon and basically dominate her on the ground, getting the submission with 3 minutes left. Shauna Bannon shouldn't be in the UFC as a women's strawweight. She should definitely be going PFL, Invicta, anywhere else. Next up, Luis Gruel versus Daniel Barras. This one was an interesting fight. Uh, I honestly think that flyweights are both the most entertaining and the least exciting division because you could see technical efficiencies in both of them, but neither of them had the power to knock each other out. So it was kind of a tit for tat. It's almost like when you put your fighters on max stamina with like the least amount of power in UFC 6, and you're just kind of going to town, which kind of is like the Mike Perry Nate Diaz fight. But there was a bit of clinching, a couple of takedowns that were tried. Most of them were unsuccessful, but he was able to get it done throughout 3 rounds. Just landing the more damaging shots. I also think that age kind of had a thing with it. Daniel Barres, I believe, being 38, Gruel being 31. Age kind of played a part in this one, so very good to see Gruel getting the win in this one. Uh, this fight was very interesting to see, not just because of both of the fighters, but just how it came about at the end. Because it was, for the most part, a striking match between both of them. Uh, but then towards the second round, Alice Ardaline was able to get down Polyana Viana, and from there, Polyana was on the bottom in full guard. And from there, in figure four, when she was in full guard, she had her like tensioning leg where she had it down. She had it underneath Alice Ardaline's stomach, and so she basically calf sliced herself because all Alice Ardaline did from that moment on was posture up, and then the pressure from those joints was too much for Polyana Viana, and she had to tap from that. Any person would have, but we don't see that very often. I do kind of want to see what they called that submission. I'm pretty sure they probably said heel hook, if anything. But I'm pretty sure it's a reverse calf slicer. But anyways, great to see Alice Ardaline. Give her somebody in the top 15. She deserves it for sure. Next up, Cody Brundage back with a win up against Andre Petrosky. The underdog once again, Cody Brundage, not once again getting it done, but able to basically tit for tat his way to a decision. He was pretty active in this fight, or not to a decision, to a TKO in the second round. But it was basically a tit for tat for most of the fight. Cody was a bit more active. He wasn't backing up too much, but he was landing the bigger shots. Able to knock down Andre Petrosky in the second round and basically finish him from there. Should have gotten a performance bonus, but didn't. Sad to see, but to be fair, he's going to stay in the UFC, so that's going to be interesting to see. Especially with him possibly getting another contract, I'd say he probably gets another 5-fight contract. Give him somebody up and coming, maybe a Teba Gutierrez, maybe Ozzy Diaz if you want to build him back up, Edmund Shabazian, those types of people. This fight I didn't see too much of. I saw bits and pieces of Caitlin Vieira, Jacqueline Cavalcante. Caitlin Vieira, although she's not able to move her head off the center line for a damn, she was able to eke out a unanimous decision, mostly because I believe out of that one takedown and then just having the more powerful shots, at least to the judge's eyes. So it's good to see. She should definitely get somebody in the top 15 as well. Needs to do more with feinting the takedowns. The coaches were talking to her in the second and third round, wanting her to basically just feint more. That way you get the hands down. She's squatting, Jacqueline squatting a little bit more, not ready for the takedowns, and then that's when you start throwing strikes. So it's interesting to see. I wonder where she's going to come from here. I think she should get a top 15, but yeah. This is the moment where I started watching the Netflix card. So the rest of this is kind of muddy. One-way fight, basically TKO, great to see. Lightweight fight, get him somebody in the top 15. I do not know who Menev is at all. Ivan Erslan, able to get it done, the UFC veteran. I don't know how old is he? But I'm pretty sure Tuco Turcios, being the younger fighter, not able to outstrike him, not able to outgrid him. But good to see. Give him somebody in the top 10, and for Tuco Turcios, somebody in the top 30. Either that or cut him. Chaos Williams needs to be more into the MMA world. If he is, he can be a problem in this division. But unfortunately, he doesn't. But he was able to put on a great performance. So give him something in the top 15, build him up slowly. Varetnikov, although having great fights, not a great fighter. More of a gatekeeper in the top 15, kind of stays there, should stay there for most of it. Did not see this fight, not really going to talk too much about it. Great to see Sopaj getting a win, though. By submission. Most people don't think of Sopaj about his ground game, mostly by his leg kicks and his overhand, but able to get it done by submission. Great to see from him. Did not see this fight. Jeez. I was watching too much of the Netflix card around this. Tit for tat, back and forth. Could have gone either way. Of course, split decision. Strikes were almost dead even. They are dead even. So, yeah, good to see. Juan Diaz, Malcolm Wellmaker, did see most of this fight. Juan Diaz just did not respect Malcolm Wellmaker's power or any of his stand-up. Was able to take him down at will, keep him there, and then lock up a submission a minute into the second round. Big fall from grace for Malcolm Wellmaker over the past three fights, losing to Ethan Ewing and now Juan Diaz. But good to see Juan Diaz getting back in the win column. Doho Choi and Daniel Santos. Doho Choi was able to stifle anything Daniel Santos was trying to do, whether that be a takedown, whether that be striking, whether it be basically anything. Able to stifle everything, basically unking his way to a victory, using his tenacity, using his laser focus, being able to stuff takedowns whenever necessary. Great to see. Michael Acosta, Arnold Allen, didn't see this fight. Was too locked into the UFC and that 16-second submission at the time, which was great. But yeah, it was good to see Arnold Allen getting back into the win column. I heard more active Oh, wow. 100% takedown defense rate. Bad to see from Michael Acosta. Wonder how those were. Very close fight, I believe. I believe it was 48-47. No, it wasn't. Somewhere around that. It was 50-47 or 49-46 or something like that. It was somewhere around there because I gave Arnold Allen the first, second, and fourth. Surely. So, because, yeah, what was. Yeah, first, gave him the second, and then the fifth I gave. Yeah, yeah. Third round's definitely his too, so. But great fight card, in all honesty. If I had to give it a rating alone, I'd say it's a 7. 6.5, 7. Great fights to see. Next week we got Song Yadong and Davison Figueiredo in Macau. Oh, wow. So we're going to be getting this at 3 a.m. Oof. Yeah, that's a good card. That's a good card. Oh, wow. Kaya Sakura. Oh, wow. We're having Sudamaji. Wow, that's going to be a good fight. All right. But other than that, we also had the Netflix card where, oh man, I hope I don't get copyright strike because of that. I'm just going to talk about a couple of the fights. Junior Dos Santos put a whooping on, or no, Despain put a beating on Junior Dos Santos, hitting him with just absolute bombs. If this could load. Yeah, I'm just going to go. All right. But Josh Jackson was able to get him out easy. Adriano Moraes was able to get a good submission. Why is that there? What do you mean? Where is the fucking... Oh, wow. This is very... Yeah, Chris Avila, split decision. Bad to see that both Nate Diaz and Chris Avila lost on that. Pereira won split decision. Didn't see that fight. Yeah, went straight to Jake Paul in order to celebrate, which was very weird to see. In all honesty, I'd love to see the both of those and both of them in an MMA fight. I love how you can also see all of the beer cans that he's been having. If those are beer cans, that is. It still hasn't loaded. That's wild. But he knocks him down with a three-piece, and he deserves to be in the UFC at least. If not in the top 15, he should not be going up against Junior Dos Santos. Also, by the way, it's very interesting to see Junior Dos Santos this old, this ripped. Like, everybody on this card was very well fit. And I don't know if it's the fact of, it's Netflix, it's the fact that they're taking their health seriously, but everybody was just like, kind of, I wouldn't say ripped, but like just looked invigorated. Another thing I also wanted to talk about because I'm looking at this photo, the entire ring or the entire arena, I guess, has a record now for the least amount of people attending the arena. All of those lights you see in the background are empty seats, which is wild to hear. Like, there was nobody watching this fight. And who would? It's just a bunch of beatdowns. Everybody knows what's going to happen. Just exactly like this Francis Ngannou Felipe Lins knockout. Props to Felipe in going into the fight, being a light heavyweight, being out of the UFC, having a bad stint in the UFC, going up against Francis Ngannou, and not just shelling up. I kind of like that. I respect it. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, so yeah. But we had the fight of the night in between Nate Diaz and Mike Perry, where it basically just looked like this. Yeah, Mike Perry just did not care about Nate Diaz's power at all, walking him down for most of the fight. It was very bloody in between the both of them. It was very tough to watch. Also, the Guru kind of stated something that I also kind of wanted to put out, but there seems to be a bit of a poop gate. Because you can see on the stool right here, there's a bit of brown. A bit of brown. We don't know, though, just alleged, but something I wanted to point out. Then we also had Ronda Rousey defeating Gina in 20 seconds. Immediately, she shot on a takedown and then went for an armbar. It was very quick. I wasn't very too happy about that. I kind of wanted to see a bit more of a scrap between the two of them, but everybody knew it was going to be an armbar within the first 16 seconds. Ronda Rousey still practices judo. She still does martial arts, if not mixed. So, yeah, I mean, but I also got to say, I think that this entire promotion is not going to last. It is the reason why the UFC is the way it is. The UFC is able to make what they want to make, do what they want to do, because cards like this are not going to be able to stand. There was the least amount of people watching this fight. The only reason people wanted to watch this fight was because it was on Netflix. If it was something behind a paywall, nobody would watch it at all. So seeing something like this, it's good to see the fighters getting paid well. We don't know if they're actually going to get paid. I'll tell you right now, Francis Ngannou reportedly getting 1.3 mil is nothing compared to what he got in boxing and even in PFL. So there's no way he's doing this again. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I'd say this card about a 7, maybe a 7.5. Like with the two cards together, I'd say it's about an 8.5 out of the night. And then especially with the new news of, do I not have it pulled up? I don't. Lord. He's back. Conor McGregor is coming back after a long time, I believe 5 years, coming back up against none other than Max Holloway for International Fight Week on July 11th in Las Vegas, 5 rounds. And Dana White also revealed the entire main card cage side during this fight, where he says that he's going to break the International Fight Week. And I got to say, it sounds great on paper, but when you think about each fight, I don't know if it's going to actually work out. Like, it's definitely stacked, but I don't think it's something that's going to work out the way that they think it is. So they got Stevenson versus Alson. Gable Stevenson, a collegiate wrestler going into MMA, very good collegiate wrestler at that, going into MMA up against Alson, I believe unranked, but still in the UFC. Great to see. Royval Kavanaugh, which is all right. I'd say out of a 10, that's like a 7. It's going to be fireworks, but at the same time, it could be a chess match between the two. We're now finally seeing Courtney Sandhagen going up against somebody in Mario Bautista, which is great to see as well. I love how I'm saying that so much during the video, but it is. It's great to see. I feel like we should have probably gotten Amian Zahabi versus Mario Bautista and then Corey Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley at the White House, but I'm fine with this. It makes it to where both fights are pretty compelling rather than one fight that's really compelling, the other one that we don't really care about too much. BSD coming up against Paddy Pimblett for the co-main. I believe 5 rounds. But yeah, if BSD goes past the first round or at least throws a good punch or two and knocks that chin at least a little bit, that's going to be a tough time. Because we also have to think Paddy Pimblett hasn't versed anybody who's as good at grappling as he is. And BSD is very good at judo. Very good at judo. July 11th, International Fight Week. And then Max Holloway, Conor McGregor finishing it out for Las Vegas. Great to see. Also, welterweight bout. Now, that means that Max Holloway, within 4 fights, has gone up from featherweight, 145 pounds, to now 170 pounds. Now, people are saying that, Max Holloway rocks around 185, 190. This should be fine. He doesn't have to go through that bad of a weight cut. But we also have to think about how good of a fight shape is he going to be in at 170 compared to Conor McGregor. And how good of a fight shape is Conor McGregor going to be in about a month and a half's time. Like I don't know how it's going to go. I got to be honest. It could go one of two ways. It's either Max Holloway styles him out for the first 4 rounds and then is able to TKO him because he gets gassed or he chews up his front leg. Or Conor McGregor stifles him in the first round from his boxing or something that Conor McGregor's worked on over the past 5 years. But I think that it's more just a cash grab. Max Holloway's just coming up to welterweight for a fight, trying to get a good cash grab on International Fight Week. They have to have something that's worth International Fight Week. And with that, they're going McGregor Holloway, and it's good to hear that they're doing something actually good and that they're actually putting Conor McGregor on a fight card at least. And they announced it too, so it's going to have to happen, or they're going to have to follow up on something about it. So, anyways, these are my thoughts on everything. I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.